Hello everybody, this is Jasmine Gonzalez. I'm in the parking lot right now of my job. I'm eating some plantain chips. Jamaican choice sweet plantain chips. They're really good. They're sweet. Um, I like them. Usually I like the ones that are like green plantains because they're more salty. Um, but I decided to try this ones, so they're good. Um, so I want to talk about something. Look, I get it that as a customer you are used to being served. I get what being a customer is, but at the same time, I just find it frustrating that when things are out of my control. And like what I mean by things out of my control, I'm here at work today. I'm going to clock in a few minutes, so that way I can get to work. And I'm only responsible for things that I do. There are other things that are outside of my control. If a coworker doesn't show up or call out, that's outside of my control. If a coworker is sick, that is outside of my control. If a coworker is scheduled to be working today but they are sick, it's outside of my control. If we don't have enough people working in our department, it's outside of my control. I'm not the one that is doing the hiring. When you factor out that, there are so many factors that can affect my job and make it more difficult. As a customer, yeah, you want to get your groceries, I get it, but when you are for example, the situation yesterday, I was one person working for about an hour to try to serve 8 cars that came to pick their groceries. In those cars, there were a few delivery drivers that had 2 orders per driver. Walmart Corporate would like us to dispense the order within 5 minutes. Now, when you think about it, if it was one order and things were going perfectly smooth in the back room, it would be easier to get one order within 5 minutes. But when you factor that I'm only one person, and yesterday things were not running smoothly in the back room because we were having issues outside of the control of people that were working, things are going to get slowed down. Which means that you will have to wait as a customer for a period longer than 5 minutes. And trust me, I'm doing what I can to get things out quickly. I try, but there's going to be a point where no matter how fast I'm going, things are going to get delayed. Especially if I have to go with every customer and help them pack the groceries in their vehicle. That means that I'm stuck with one customer for an extra 1 or 2 minutes while I pack. And those extra 2 minutes, they add up to all the other orders I will have to go and get. So eventually I'm going to be late and take longer than 5 minutes to dispense the orders that the customer order. If you are a customer and you are angry for having to wait when there's only 1 or 2 people dispensing and bringing the groceries to your car, and you are angry and you call us and you tell us that you understand that we're understaffed, but that you are still waiting for too long, you're really not being understanding. And I got no respect for you because you're really not understanding. And you calling us to complain is just unnecessary stress, and it's just showing us that you really don't, you only care about yourself, how selfish you are as a person. We're trying to do what we can with less people. It's the new norm. It's the new norm of customer service. Is that we're trying to do more with less people. Guess what? Things are going to get behind at some point. So as unfortunate and bad as it sounds, things are going to get behind. So you as a customer, and even me as a customer, I have 2 options. I can get angry, or I can just try to like relax and and usually what I do is relax, because it's not their fault. I get it. There are other factors that are going to come into play, and it's not the person that is bringing my groceries, the person that is working in the back there fault. There are other factors, especially now with COVID cases increasing, people getting sick, not having enough resources to get things done. It's understandable, totally understandable. Things are going to get late. I one time used the services that Walmart offers to pick up my groceries. I went to wait. I was waiting there, and I was just relaxing, waiting for my orders. I'm not going to rush. And I was happy when they brought my groceries. And I thanked the person. You know, and then I went my way. But I'm not going to get angry for things that are outside of their control, and things that also, as a human being, I cannot control too either. You can only control how you feel about things. And patience, they say, is a virtue, and it is a virtue, especially when you're a customer. Patience is a virtue. I get it. We get it that you are waiting in your car. I understand that you're waiting there for long, but honestly, you need to be conscientious of that, because you getting angry is not going to pop up one imaginary person to help me out or help my coworkers out. It's just the way, the new norm, that things are going to get delayed. Get used to it, honestly. That's all I got to say. Things are going to get delayed, get used to it. If you don't like it, well, there are other options for you to enter the store, get your groceries the old-fashioned way. But then you'll get to the register, and hopefully you will not give a hard time to the cashier that is trying to do their job. Or you're not going to complain about the fact that we probably don't have cashiers and you have to use self-checkout. So, choose your poison. Go to the store, buy your groceries, use self-checkout, and then complain that, oh my God, I can't understand why they don't have cashiers anymore. I mean, think about it. A shitty job that is part-time most of the time and pay miserable wages? Will you take that job? If the answer is no, then you probably understand why we don't have cashiers or enough cashiers. If you are still confused to why will people not take that job because it's just a job and any job is a good job, well, you're wrong. Just because it's a job doesn't mean that it's a good job, especially when you cannot afford, when the job is part-time, and you cannot, and if you take, for example, New York State, even with the income and the income increase, minimum wage increase, you probably working 20 hours, you can't even afford an apartment or even paying the rent for a room in New York State. So think about it. Why will somebody want to work in retail for $13.20 an hour part-time as a cashier? I mean, and not be able to pay some bills, and maybe having to get food stamps to at least survive. Why will somebody want that job? If you want to take that job, then you should understand then why is it that you have to use self-checkout. I am just so done. Mentally, I am done, because honestly, this is just ridiculous. I knew that this was going to be like this when I took the job in retail, to get back in retail, honestly. Retail is not my first choice of job for work. I wish I could be working as an engineer, using my time to probably help a company produce medicines that will help people, produce vaccines that will help people, solving issues like, for example, somebody doesn't have a good water treatment plant and they need a wastewater treatment plant design so that way they can discharge the wastewater into the stream without causing environmental damage. That is what I wish I could be doing with my life. That to me has more impact, more value than working retail, more value than dealing with people that get angry for having to wait a little bit more time in their car for their groceries. To me, that has no value. To me, it's just silly that you are getting mad at other people for having to wait a little bit longer. You're not the only person out there. There are other things that are more important in life. And yet you just want to get mad for having to wait a little bit extra in the car or having to use self-checkout. I'm just done. I'm just done. If I wish I could quit, but I'm just tired of this thing where the customer is always complaining and complaining and complaining. It's ridiculous. Calm down. The world have changed. We're dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with issues that are totally, completely outside of our control. Things have changed. Things are different, Just try to find something to do in the car while you're waiting. Try to think about something else, Something that will keep you relaxed instead of making you angry and want to complain to us. Because honestly, I personally don't give a shit. It's just the way it is. It's the new norm, honestly. And I don't care about whether you're angry. I don't care about, and I don't care if you don't get it. I really don't, honestly. You can complain, you can be angry. I don't get it. I have to wait. Well, it's the new norm. And if you are not willing to get it, if you're not willing to do the understand, to be understanding of those things, I got nothing else to tell you. And I don't care a shit. Anyway, that's all I got. And if I get fired for this video being out there, I don't know. I think that would be doing me a favor, honestly, because then I don't have to deal with more customer shit. It would be amazing not to have to deal with customers getting angry for stupid reasons, that they think they understand. They say they understand, but in reality, they're not understanding. It would be a glorious day in my life if I get fired. Of course, I'll have to find another job to be able to make ends meet, but at the same time, I will not have the stress anymore. So I will be happy. Anyway, bye.